Hello everyone, welcome to Headlines of the Day. This is the Indian Express dated 22nd of April 2022 and we are back again with some of the major articles from the Indian Express. Let's begin at today's edition with the very first article on page number 10 from GS2 International Relations that is headlined as Make in India, Rajnath urges US defense firms. So this is about the 2+2 dialogue that is held in Washington, and Defense Minister Rajnath on Thursday urged American companies to take advantage of the agreements between the two countries. From this article, you have to consider what are the key takeaways from the 30th Annual General Meeting of American Chamber of Commerce in India and the number of initiatives taken by the government to facilitate partnerships between the major original equipment manufacturer and the Indian companies. Moving further, on page number 10 itself from GS3 Environment section, there is an article headlined as Many Species Missing from Schedules, House Panels Says in a report. From this article, you have to consider what are the major changes recommended by the Parliament Standing Committee on Science and Technology, Environment, Forest and Climate Change in all the three schedules of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and the rationale behind them. Moving further on page number 11 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there is an article, The Central Information Commission cautions Ministry of Home Affairs official for not sharing info on PMKs fund contributions. From this article, you have to consider what is PMKs fund, how different is PMKs fund from the PM's National Relief Fund, what are some of the other concerns around it, and what are the latest developments in this particular context. Moving further on page number 15 from GS3 Economy section, there's an article, A High-Resolution Tool. From this article, you have to know about the performance of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC, why has it been criticized and what structural reforms are suggested. Moving further on page number 17 from GS3 Economy section itself, there's an article that is headlined as How Government Procures Wheat. In the fiscal year 2022-23, Rabi making marketing season is in progress in number of states. And how much does the government procure, why and for whom, at what price and through what process? So these all questions are tackled in this particular answer, and further you have to consider how is the procurement carried out, what is the price the government pays, when does the procurement take place and how much buffer stock is needed. Moving further on page number 17 from GS3 Defense section, there's an article about RS-28 Samrat, that is a new intercontinental ballistic missile that is test fired by Russia. From this article, you have to consider what is Russia's new nuclear missile Samrat, that is named as R-28 Samrat, and how is it more advanced than other Russian ICBMs, that is intercontinental ballistic missiles. Moving further on page number 17 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an article about the SCs, STs, OBCs in central government. What data on posts and vacancies show. So this article is about the reservation and the statistics related to reservation. From this article, you have to consider what is the data on representation of various social categories among central government employees and what is the Directorate of Personnel and Training circular about in this context. Moving further on page number 19 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an article, Subsidy Standards, Key Themes in the Draft Battery Swapping Policy. From this article, you have to consider what are the key proposals in Niti Aayog's draft battery swapping policy, and you have to understand what exactly is the battery swapping. Well, that's a wrap of today's edition of Headlines of the Day, the Indian Express. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles, and for more such videos, do stay tuned to the Next IAS YouTube channel.